Massive trade proposal. This could change everything for the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant has already been talks about him being shipped off somewhere else. This trade proposal by Bleacher Report has Ja to the Miami Heat. Who else would Miami get? Who would Memphis get out of that? Is it even worth it? Obviously, a lot of talk about Zach Kleiman making a lot of changes with Ja Morant's recent injury history. Is it worth it or not? We'll break it down. But what's going on, everybody? Jared Alatorre with another episode of Grizzlies Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Grizzlies related. We got a lot of offseason content. Of course, we still got 8 teams here in the playoffs. But if you find yourself here for your offseason content, because we're going to have a lot of it, hit that subscribe button because we're not messing around. Into the content right now. Obviously, this is not new news. This is a report from ESPN's Tim McMahon back in late April, I believe, when he said Ja Morant could be available for trade this summer. Via Hoop Collective Podcast, he goes, there's a lot of whispering and rumbling around the league regarding Morant potentially being available on the trade market. So obviously not new news there, but going into what this Bleacher Report trade proposal looks like, it looked like this. The Miami Heat, they would receive Ja Morant and Jay Huff. Okay? Memphis Grizzlies would receive Duncan Robinson, Kyle Anderson, Jovic, Jaquez, 2025 first-round pick via Golden State Warriors, 2029 first-round pick, top 4 protected, and a 2031 first-round pick. All right? So getting into why Miami would do it. Obviously, a historic no-show, as they put it. Their first losing season since the 2018-19 season. That was also Dwayne Wade's last season in the NBA. As Bam Adebayo put recently, there's going to be a lot of changes this offseason. They're still looking for an answer from Andrew Wiggins. Most of the time, he's had on and off games, but mostly he's been off since that trade. Jimmy Butler and the Warriors look like they really won that trade a lot when you compare what Miami got to what Golden State got and to how they're both performing with their respective teams. Morant could help on both fronts. He's an electric downhill scorer and a skilled creator for himself and his teammates. While there would be defensive question marks with the Morant-Tyler Hero backcourt, their offensive upside would be enormous. They would have Adebayo and head coach Eric Spoelstra to help correct some of those mistakes. Jay Huff might feel like a footnote in the deal, but his three-point shot could help the offense breathe a bit, and he offers enough paint protection for his value to reach both ends of the floor. Okay? So we'll take a look at what Miami's starting lineup would look like and then go over Memphis starting lineup. But here's why Memphis would do it. All right? Memphis publicly proclaims that while Morant is off limits, that's what they say, off limits, the basketball world does not seem to be buying it. ESPN's McMahon, was the latest to relay all the whispering and rumbling about Morant's potential availability, like we just went over. The Grizzlies, who have won a single playoff series since Morant's 6 seasons in Memphis, might want to try something new and see what happens if they try tailoring the roster around Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane. This deal would deliver plug-and-play contributors in Robinson and Kyle Anderson, who previously spent 4 seasons in Memphis, and prospects with room to grow in Jovic and Jaquez, and 3 firsts to keep or use in future trades. So, obviously, if we're going to grade this trade for both sides, respectively, I would say the Miami Heat would get a B+. Okay, you obviously still have concerns about Morant's injury history, the backcourt, as we talked about with Hero and Morant, but they have plenty of veteran pieces, right? They've got Bam Adebayo. Does Kevin Love even play next year for them? You've got young pieces like Ware, Larson, and you still got Andrew Wiggins playing, so that's a nice veteran piece to kind of help out that core. So I'd give Miami a B+. I'd probably give Memphis a D+. Just solely because you're losing out on your generational superstar talent. Much respect to Zach Randolph and Gasol, and for Tony Allen and Mike Conley, Rudy Gay, OJ Mayo, what they did. But the talent that they had is not Ja Morant level. Okay? It's just what it is. So losing him would be like losing your generational centerpiece, and then you build around Bane and Jackson Jr., and then you'd get Duncan Robinson, one of the more consistent three-point shooters in the league, Kyle Anderson, who knows Memphis pretty well. Obviously, he's slow-mo. He's a great defender. Jovic and Jaquez are probably the more attractable pieces in that trade, just solely because you've got young pieces, you've got young talent. Jaquez, it feel like he didn't play as much this season compared to his rookie season. He won all rookie first team last season. And then with Jovic, he'll play more with Memphis, and I think that Tuomas Iisalo could get the most out of him as well. So you're looking at a starting lineup of Pippen Jr., Duncan Robinson, Bane, Jackson Jr., and Edey. And then for Miami, it looks a little something like this. Right? So we're basically giving Miami the keys to be a NBA Finals contender. Right? So obviously we know what Miami receives. We went over what Memphis receives. That's Ja Morant, Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware. And that's a pretty strong starting lineup. I think Khalil Ware is going to make a strong sophomore rise. Wiggins, who knows if he's if he's going to keep going on and off in some games. Obviously, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, they're at the centerpiece of it all. They've been with each other since 2019. They've been to 2 finals together. Obviously, Hero, with that hand injury he suffered in the first round of the Milwaukee series back in 2023, did not participate in that phenomenal playoff run they had whenever the Miami was at the 8th seed. So you look at Memphis and how this would go for them. Honestly, it'd be nice to kind of focus on Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, and kind of the other pieces around him. I understand their concerns about Ja Morant, but you just don't trade Ja Morant. Okay, you just don't. And, of course, with the whole Luka thing this year, now nobody feels safe, right? I mean, this kind of what opened up the conversation initially. This is what started all of these bowling balls, right? It was Luka being traded, nobody feeling safe, and now, Ja Morant might get traded, right? I mean, what, who else is untouchable, right? SGA, Jokic, Giannis, maybe not even Embiid at this point. Jason Tatum, you might include him in that list. Devin Booker, I don't think the Suns are ever going to do anything with him, but either way, you don't trade your generational superstar. If there's any lesson that we can take from Nico Harrison, the Mavs GM, to Zach Kleiman. Excuse me, I confused Taylor Jenkins and Zach Kleiman. But either way, you don't trade your generational superstar. And this is what he last did. Excuse me about that. This is what he last did in the Miami-Memphis game. Going up against Khalil Ware, fade away in the paint, shot goes at the buzzer, shaking hands with Pops afterwards. That's the last time that Ja Morant played Miami. So obviously, Miami, they're like, hey, we want some of that, But for Miami, this is a total win. For Memphis, I think this is a total dud. And I hate to say that word, but it's just because you're trading away your generational superstar. And you cannot do that. From the lessons that we've learned this year, don't trade your generational superstar. That's all I have to say. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. Obviously, a lot of off-season content we're going to have coming your way. But that is one shocking proposal that I'm sure Memphis fans will not like. But if you like this video, you can like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Leave in the comments down below what you think about a Ja Morant trade to Miami. If you like Duncan Robinson, Kyle Anderson, Jovic, Jaquez coming to Memphis. How do you all feel about that? Let us know in the comments down below. But until then, we'll see you in the next video. Gerald Altor for Grizzlies Digest. See you in the next one, and peace.